Hey everybody, it's HaloMan27, and I am back for episode 19 of Let's Play Pokemon Leaf Green. In this episode, as you can see, we are back at Lavender Town, and I'm going to start making my trek downwards. Basically, in this video, well, to start off, Pokemon available in Route 12, I'll start with that, are Oddish, Bellsprout, Pidgey, Venonat, Gloom, and Weepinbell. Gloom and Weepinbell are in their own respective games, Gloom in Fire Red, Weepinbell in Leaf Green. If you come into here and you go upstairs, there's this little girl. What do you have to say? My Pokemon's ashes are stored in Pokemon Tower. You can have this TM. I don't need it anymore. And she gives us TM27. That is for return. The more your Pokemon like you, the stronger this move will be. But that is pretty much all I have as far as live commentary goes for this episode. Because we have something close to 40 trainers between us and Fuchsia City, which is our destination from this route, and that is a lot of cutting in and out and stuff like that, so I am going to record it, then I will play it back sped up with post-commentary, so hopefully you guys enjoy, but I will leave it to future me to deal with the commentary now, so I will talk to you guys from the future. And I am here. I am future me, here to commentate. Freaking... Oh man, this took forever to record. Fortunately for me, I did not have any recording errors or anything like that, so that was incredibly convenient. Many of these were water type or flying type, as you'll see as the video progresses. So Voltali took out like so many of them. I had to go back just to get PP back on his moves like so many freaking times. But he absolutely cleaned house. The Pokemon that were available as the routes went through. I mentioned Route 12's Pokemon already. Route 13's Pokemon were Oddish, Bellsprout, based on your game of course, Venonat, Pidgey, Pidgeotto, Ditto, Gloom, and Weepinbell, based on which game you're playing, of course. Fishing, of course, I mentioned before, and yeah. Route 14, Oddish, Bellsprout, Venonat, Ditto, Pidgey, Pidgeotto, Gloom, and Weepinbell. And then Route 15 had Oddish, Bellsprout, Venonat, Pidgey, Pidgeotto, Ditto, Gloom, and Weepinbell. I believe that is pretty much the same. But aside from that, that was pretty good. Like I said, this took forever. Here we are actually at the Snorlax, which was such an inconvenience to kill. Look at this. Brick Break, no health, rest. Wake up. Brick Break, no health, rest. And he wakes up. Brick Break, no health. And then he snores, and then I actually managed to beat him, which was good. Just past him, of course I switch out. Right here we had another fishing guru, the fishing guru's younger brother. He loves fishing, and if you say you like to fish, then he gives you the Super Rod. The Super Rod is the highest tier of the fishing rod. It allows you to catch Psyduck, Shelder, Staryu, Slowpoke, and some evolved forms of the Pokemon you've already been able to find. So having that is quite nice, in my opinion, especially. It also lets you catch one other Pokemon, or one other Pokemon line, which I'll get into more later on, as we're not actually in the place where you can catch it yet. But I'm pretty sure if you went around all the old areas, you would probably be able to find those previous Pokemon that I mentioned. So, feel free to do so if you decide to. I'm dying. Another thing worth noting is that there are several rewards for catching different numbers of Pokemon and completing different amounts of the Pokedex. Eventually, we will actually have to catch a bunch of Pokemon anyway, but some of those rewards include like the Amulet Coin, or the Experience Share, or stuff like that. I'm not super interested in those this playthrough. I mean, I don't really need the Experience Share particularly. I will be able to get it later on, because like I said, later, like much later in the game, I will need to be, I'll have to have 60 Pokemon in my Pokedex for something, but that is, like I said, much later, so I'm not too worried about it as it stands right now. We will deal with that as the time comes. But we have completed Route 12, we are on to Route 13. It is the second of 4 routes. We had to go 12, 13, 14, and 15 in this way of travel, so there is so many Pokemon. And actually, despite all of these trainers and stuff like that, we still ended up, you might think we end up pretty over-leveled. I mean, Voltali got pretty well leveled. But the stuff that is available to us, some of it is actually like high 30s to low 40s. So we're not actually that out of their league. In fact, some of our Pokemon, even after this, are still not like super low, but still a little bit low. For example, well, I mean, I won't get into too much detail because you guys will see it as it comes up later on. But regardless, so I figured I would just take this time to just kind of talk about whatever. I mean, all that's going on right now is me beating a bunch of trainers, which of course you guys have seen before, but now it's sped up, so it's not as intense, because we know I win. Spoilers, I win. Just by the way. One thing I wanted to kind of mention, I just kind of wanted to ask, hey, what have you guys been playing lately, if you guys have been playing games? Recently I've been playing, or I recently played Xenoblade Chronicles, and it was amazing. I'm very excited for the sequel when it does come out, which, if you're watching this before it comes out, I'm so excited, and I want it so bad. And if you're watching it after this comes out, or after it comes out, then it's so great! I'm so happy! Except I don't actually know that yet, but I'm assuming. Because the first game was great, and if the second game is half as good as the first one, it'll be great. But, yeah. Xenoblade Chronicles I just recently played. I always am playing quite a bit of League of Legends, because that game is quite fun. What else? That's pretty much it as far as games have gone recently, I think. Not really too exciting, pretty much all the same old, same old. Of course I've been playing this Pokemon. At this point in recording, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, I've barely played, even though they've been out for a decent little while at this point. I've only beaten the first gym at the time of recording this, so that's not really that amazing. But regardless, one thing that is kind of nice is that, especially after this video, because of course we'll be getting a couple levels and stuff, we will have a couple Pokemon pretty much ready. Levias specifically is going to be almost ready to evolve, which will be quite awesome. Chances are in the next episode that will probably be a thing, so look forward to that. I will probably end up recording next episode immediately after I'm done this commentary anyway, so I mean, me 20 minutes from now, remember to use the rare candy and evolve Levias. Spoilers for next video. This guy though, what a dick! Freaking, he blocked me off. And then I just magically am like, nope! And then I just cut past him, because that was great. I flew away and I ran all the way back, but I just didn't have that into the video. So I thought it was pretty funny. Maybe it wasn't funny to you guys. Throughout the video, I have been showing off where the patches of grass are. If you do want to go catch the Pokemon that I mentioned were on the different routes. For the most part, they are pretty much the same. Except I think Ditto is only available in the later routes. Route 15, if I didn't mention, has Oddish, Bellsprout, Venonat, Pidgey, Pidgeotto, Ditto, Gloom, and Weepinbell. I think I mentioned that already, though. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. There were a couple items that I didn't pick up, such as a Pineapple Berry, a Zinc, what else? A PP Up. No, I did grab that. What else? There was a couple things I couldn't get to because they were across the water. There was like a Hyper Potion or something. I wasn't able to get leftovers once again. There was a rare candy I didn't pick up just because I looked for it for half a second and then didn't find it. But I wasn't too bothered by it, I'm not gonna lie. We do later on get a TM, which is quite nice. We get the TM-18 for Rain Dance, which allows us to summon rain, which I didn't really think about how useful that could be on my team, but then I kind of realized that it could potentially be useful, so maybe I'll consider investing in that. I don't know though, I don't know if I actually have a slot for a move that I'm willing to use on that or not. But regardless, we will deal with that when the time comes, like I said. Obviously I'm not playing the game right now as this is post-commentary, so I am sitting at my computer staring at a screen while Pokemon happens very, very quickly. Like, holy crap. It's like I didn't just do this. This video altogether before it was cut down was like an hour long, and that's just the footage you see. That's not counting the stuff that is not shown. Just everything before I added speeding up and stuff was an hour and like 15 seconds. So if you count like my trips to Pokemon centers to get my move PP back and stuff like that, it took quite a while. It took about an hour and 10 minutes or so, or something like that. Which, I mean, that's not too bad. Every time I stop for a second, every time I'm like recording a video, and I try to think of the next thing I'm going to say, then I screw myself up. Because then I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to say next. And then I get stuck there and I'm like, what? What do I do? So pretty much the ultimate technique, you heard it here first. If you want to make a video and you want to not stop talking, never think, just go. Just put your freaking mouth on autopilot and let it happen. At that point in the video, my brother asked me what all my my Pokemon were, so I showed him. I realized I don't have much of a counter to freaking coughing, so they're pretty annoying. So I've been using Kitsune to just like freaking flamethrower them. I forgot what that move was called, but then it was conveniently on the screen right as I forgot, so then I just looked at that and it made my life much easier. Oh man, happy day. What a convenient. There was also a couple times, like I said, luckily no recording fails in this hour and 10 minutes of recording. But that's because I kept the clips short. The shorter I record the video clip, the less likely it is to screw up. So like, as I have a longer clip, the more likely it is to screw up. Which sucks, because if I record 35 minutes and then it doesn't work, I have to re-record 35 minutes. Whereas if I record 10 minutes and it doesn't work, it's like, oh, all I have to re-record is 10 minutes. So it's like, why can't it work the other way? Why can't it be record for 3 light years, which doesn't make any sense, and then it'll come out fine, but if you record for 5 seconds, then you have a chance to fail. And again, that would also suck. Basically, it just sucks. I need to find a workaround to make sure that my recordings do not fail, because that's just annoying. Like I said in a previous episode, that's going to be preventing me for at least a little while of making videos of games that have like autosave features and stuff like that, so I'll really need to figure that out. Because it's really going to bother me, and I do not want that. It's gonna suck, because I have plans for videos that I want to make, and games that I want to play, but I don't want to be totally unable to, just simply because, wow, you can barely even see when the different clips end and different clips start. That's happened like several times, because I basically recorded this in a bunch of like 8 to 10 minute intervals, just because that way, like I said, it had less chance of failing, and I didn't want to do an hour of fighting trainers and then find out it didn't work and have to do another hour of fighting trainers. Could you imagine? I fought roughly like 150 to 200 Pokemon in this video that's sped up like 4 or 5 times. So like, could you imagine having to do that again? Like I said at the very start, it was roughly 40 trainers, I think? Something like that, and they all have like, I don't know, like an average of 3? Maybe it's not quite 200 Pokemon, but somewhere between like 100 and 150 Pokemon. Quite annoying to try and fight all those and then have to fight them again. Luckily I didn't have to do that. I'm very, very happy that I didn't have to do that. That would have just been super mega balls. Actually, there's a fight coming up that I remember. I was using Craig, and if you remember the old saying, it's hard to punch birds, he once again freaking tries to use Mega Punch, and he freaking misses! Like, what the dick? It's like they know! It's a normal type move, but it's like they freaking know! It's not even fair! Like, how, game? Why you do this? These bikers, though, with all their freaking poison Pokemon, I'm not a huge fan of fighting Coughings, because they're like, oh, I'm weak to ground and psychic, but I'm levitate, so I'm not weak to ground, I'm only weak to psychic. And I don't know if there's anyone on my team that can actually learn any psychic moves, so it's just so inconvenient. I don't want to deal with that crap. Here, Kitsune was running out of flamethrower charges, and that made me very sad, because I wanted them, because I knew there was some grass Pokemon coming up and stuff like that. She sends out a Pidgeotto. I think I just Mega Kick it. Yeah. Oh man, Craig hits 34 though, that's always nice. I mean, wait, this is in the past, stop acting like it's now. Pidgeotto, Aerial Ace. Aereo? Pidgeotto? Levias, Aerial Ace, with an L. This trainer though, she has a couple grass Pokemon, and I have exactly enough charges of Flamethrower left to deal with them. Which I worked so hard for that, but then there was other Pokemon I wanted her to take down, but then she wasn't able to because she was out of Flamethrower. Or she would be able to, but I don't know, there's a part of me that regrets getting rid of Ember, but there's also a part of me that's like, well, whatever. It's not a big deal. Pokemon Centers are never, like, they're not exactly few and far between. They're pretty convenient to get to, especially with, like, Dig and Fly. Like, it's not too hard to go get your moves back and stuff like that, but I mean, whatever, it's just a mild inconvenience. There's where I freaking missed Mega Punch twice in a row, even. Freaking, it's hard to punch birds. Oh, there's another one, and then it gets whirlwinded out, and I just freaking quick attack it, because I'm out of freaking electric moves, because so many freaking trainers! Holy crap, Farfetch'd, you're worthless, get out! Doduo, you're also dead, get out! Craig grows to 35. He learns Cross Chop, which is quite nice. Pretty powerful, not 100% accurate, but it is a pretty powerful fighting type move, so that is always nice. Here we have the last trainer. She's going to send out a couple grass Pokemon, and off this Levias will level up to 35, but then we are pretty much done with this post-commentary and done with the route, so I will give the commentary back to Past Me and enjoy the rest of the video. And with that, we have finally completed all 4 of those routes, Route 12 to, like, 15, which was quite a lot. In the end, this is the final levels of all of our party members. Levias is 35, City 32, Dig Dug 34, Voltali 39, because holy crap, that was a lot of birds and fish. Kitsune is level 35, and Craig is level 35. So, having arrived back at Fuchsia City, as we did at the end of the last episode, this time we are more leveled up and stuff, so in the next episode we will be taking on the Fuchsia City Gym. So this has been HaloMan27, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye, everybody.